I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Shirley Crawford, the owner of Second Chance Consulting, your second chance at a first impression, and the executive director of the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Hello, people shopping at Willow Lawn. Alrighty then. I'm coming to you, well, I want to say live, but when you see it, it'll be a recording. It won't be live anymore with your next episode of WorkHardAholics. So, for those of you who are joining us again, welcome back. We welcome you. You are a part of the tribe. We're glad to have you. For those of you who are new, well, welcome aboard. And in case you're wondering what exactly is a workaholic, let me be the first to tell you. A workaholic is someone who is always doing something. You might be a workaholic if it's Saturday, which it is for me, and meeting ended hours ago, and you're still at the office, which I am. Yeah, you might definitely be a part of the club. Welcome. You have a home. So, for most of you, as you know, each week I introduce a new word because I love words. Palabras. Words are amazing. And so, with that in mind, I normally talk about a business word and a personal word, but this week they are one and the same. Ah, we are in unity this week. And the word is ancillary. So, ancillary basically means it's your support system. It can be a person. It can be, as far as personnel, it's a term that's used quite often. Say ancillary personnel, ancillary staffing, or something might just be ancillary. And it really just means that it's the support of the system. And so, like, you probably have your staffers, your admins, the people who make the engine go. That's your support. And on that note of ancillary, that kind of takes me to our tip, tool, technique for the week. And so I'm going to suggest a couple things to you. So one, it's called Google Teams. I always want to say Google because everything is Google, but it's not. It's Microsoft Teams. And so this is an app. You can use it for free. And it's all about getting your team together to be able to collaborate. So if you're like me, I love the beach. I like to get away. I don't always want to sit in the office, although I love my office, love my space, love looking out a Willow Lawn Drive. But if you have to be out of town and you need to be away, or you have people in multiple locations, here's an opportunity where you can share files, share information. You can keep everyone on the same page, which is one of the biggest necessities whenever you're working with a team, is to make sure everyone's on the same team. So all of your ancillary support is all together in one place, having the conversations so that if a plugger is out of the office, you know exactly what's happening. You know what's going on. Or if anyone's absent, or God forbid, something more morbid happens, you have backup and documentation, especially when it comes to projects or special assignments. So, supporting your ancillary support system with tools like Microsoft Teams apps. That also takes me to play harder moment. Because we always say you work hard, play harder. And so using Microsoft Teams will allow you to have more time available to play harder. That's one. But also, a lovely play harder moment that you can have is to actually mix business and pleasure once again, just like we use the word for two different purposes. You can use your play harder moment for more than one purpose. And I'm going to say it comes in the form of team building, which can mean anything, absolutely, positively anything. But I realize the people around me value it when I give them my time, which I value more than most anything else in the world. And so to be able to say, which I'm working on it, I'm working on sharing myself a little more. But to be able to say, which I'm coming, team, if you're watching, I'm coming, to be able to say, well, let's go grab a meal. Around here, they like to go grab a glass of wine. I don't drink, but I can hang out. Or go to a movie, or just something that brings you all closer together. I think it's a really important team. It's a really important tool for your team. It's important for you as well. So relationships in the workplace should be more than hi, bye. Although I really like the hi, bye. Technically speaking, if you're building a team, then that support is going to overflow into more areas than just next month's spreadsheet. So play harder this time around. Think of something fun and amusing that you can do with your team. Rock climbing. I'm going with a group on Monday to the zoo. Whatever that might be. So for me, that could, if you take me to the beach, I'll love you for forever. You could also feed me really good food. I enjoy that. Or bring a game. One of the greatest times I ever had at a job was when I worked at MCV Pediatric Administration. I told you I've had a variety of jobs. And that's also where my grant writing really was beefed up, was working there. And I came in one day and my supervisor said to me, "You've been doing an amazing job. Here are 2 tickets to Busch Gardens. Go home." So you would think most team building has to be all of your team, but that moment connected me to my supervisor in a way that you can't possibly imagine. And it probably cost her, I don't know, $50. And I was loyal for life. Like, I stayed on at MCV Pediatric Administration for a long time, even after I had outgrown the position, just because of that one moment. Amazing, right? Okay. So wow, I feel like I'm almost done here. Did I miss something? It's because I bundled things today. That's what that was. That's why this is a little quicker than normal. So on that note, I'll give you an HR tip. So for those of you who don't know, our apprentice is Christina Fuller, who has Fuller Staffing. I'm just throwing that out there. Feel free to look her up for your more in-depth HR needs. But here's a quick HR moment, because HR is one of those things I've done in the past as well. So we're talking about that team building and true management. Here is a fallacy, an error that a lot of managers make, and it makes them a poor manager in the process. And it's really quite simple. I'll give you an example, and I don't have long. So I worked at GE for a while. Great company, for like just a great company. And so they rate their managers on an ABCD rating system. And so someone has to be a C. Someone has to be C or below. So you could have 4 managers who are exceptional. One of them has to be a C. Here's the problem. Or 4 of them could be beyond amazing, but because someone has to be a C, they're ranked someone a C. If you're on a C, you go on a correction plan, and then you have 90 days, up to a year, 6 months, I forget, I haven't been at GM forever, to correct. And then you can be fired. You heard me? Fired. So in someone else's department, you could be number 1, but in that particular department, you're number 3 or 4, and therefore, you have to go into a correction plan. I think that's poor management. I love GE. I was there during the reign of Jack Welch, who I think is amazing. But I thought that was one of their poorer processes, and I think it's a scapegoat for the manager, because if you're a true manager, you should recognize your employees' needs for what's next. It's not even just, are they meeting the criteria, but where do they want to go? Where do they want to grow to? You have to actually take the time to understand and know your employee to know what do they need next. So, for example, our admin here, after much time, we realized she's interested in marketing. So I'm sharing with her skills that I've learned. So she's learning how to do Illustrator. She's writing press releases. So it's for her next move. I don't have to keep her stuck in the job she's in because I always need an admin. Someone else can come in and do that. But if you train someone and give them the tools that they need, you'll get a higher level of dedication. You'll also get a better employee. So just a little HR tip. All right, I'm out of here today because it is Saturday and I really should go play hard. All right, so have an amazing weekend whenever you're listening to this. Don't forget, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Feel free to come see us at the center anytime, because clearly we're always here. All righty then. Have a good one, people. Bye-bye.
I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some